Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you are all doing well. Before we get started, I think you would have noticed that there are some charts that we have been struggling to update, especially the euro, pound, and the crosses and the commodities charts. Yes, we have been struggling in the last couple of weeks. Now, this is something that none of you know. We have trained some really good traders in this company, and people do notice what we're doing, and they poach our people. So what we are doing now, we have now appointed additional members to assist us, like we did. So we had some really good traders that were assisting us, updating the charts. They were poached by some really big companies, big elite wave companies. I'm not going to mention names. So that has really affected us, and our work was compromised. But I have to tell you now that we have got that sorted out now. We've appointed some people, some traders that have been trained in this company that can do as good a job as anyone who has been trained here. That is how much trust we have in this training here. So if there's anyone who's doing well, and we look at your charts, the charts that you post in the general platforms and your discussions, we can notice that this one knows what they're doing. So with that, we actually pick and take you for additional mentorship and train you into how we do things, especially updating the charts and other work within the company. So we do that. So last couple of weeks, we have been struggling because of that. But so what we'll do now to avoid this, I know there are poachers within the company or within the group that are looking at our work, that wants to do what we're doing, and hence take some of our people. So I will not disclose, like we did before, who is assisting us. Okay, I will not disclose who is assisting us. So all the work will be happening in the background. I will still do all the webinars, all the live trading rooms. And in the next week or two, we will go back to having those additional webinars in the afternoons, where we go through a certain group of pairs and we go through them in detail. So that's going to happen possibly in the beginning of the month. So that's how we're going to work going forward. So I do apologize. I know there are some of you that have been frustrated with the charts update that were not happening, but other areas have been updated, but it was mostly the pound and the euros and the crosses, as well as the commodities that we were battling with. So you'll also see a lot of activity in the next coming weeks on the trade setups, as we have not been posting much. So you'll also see activity on that, including chart of the week, but chart of the week is available to even non-members can have access to that. So those are going to be the changes. So you will see an improvement in our service. It is something that you have paid for, and we do want you to benefit from it. All right. So let's get started with today's analysis. Let's get started with this week's analysis. I'm not going to repeat the word that Craig used there, but yes, it does relate. Right? Yes, people can't stop from noticing. That is when you're doing the right thing. I have been doing this personally, blogging for the last 5 years. I've been putting up videos on YouTube. And in the last 2 years or 3, I realized that I cannot do this on my own. I decided to train some people. And yes, and you cannot blame somebody who's got the knowledge if they're being poached and they're being offered something better. So that is the nature of life that happens. People need to have their lives improved. So yeah, there's just really nothing you can do about it. I mean, how many of us have resigned from companies and joined other companies for better opportunities? That is part of life. So we cannot cry foul. That is life. Let's go on with this week's analysis, or rather today's analysis. Looking at the DXY, thank you for your patience, guys. Thanks, Craig. Looking at the DXY, something very interesting on the DXY. Thank you, Mitch. Let's look at the DXY. Let me clean it up. look at something very interesting on the DXY and the euro. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's look at the 4-hour first. Look at the 4-hour, right? So this is the perspective on the 4-hour. I'll take all of this off now. Let's take this off. Get the annotation out. So the DXY, just like the euro, has made a 3-wave pullback after this move that has been playing out to the downside. So we've made this 3-wave structure that we have been looking at for a while. So there may be a change there, but let's have a look at that in detail so we can have an understanding of all the alternatives here. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That reversed this one. You can see that it bounced from the 0.618. Refer to the how to trade WXY exit or like a pro. Or if you've attended the course, refer to strategy video day number 5 on how to do WXY, how to trade WXY corrections. So we've got this. Now this may change, okay? Instead of this being the Y, there's a possibility that this can actually be the bigger A, B, C here, okay? So there's that possibility, but for now, we are still looking for downside. Why am I saying that there's a possibility for this to go to the upside? If you look at this current move to the downside, it looks like it's unfolding as a correction, but we're going to go into the detail of this move right now, in just a bit. We're going to go into the detail of this, okay? So far, if I draw this with a straight line so it can be clear, this is what we have, 3 waves, and all these 3 waves have got 3 waves within them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're saying this is 1, 2, 3. What if it is not, and it is rather 1, 2, 3? Will still be the same, right? Could still even get to the blue box and still reverse. There's still that possibility. But now, for now, what is happening is this current move is still bearish. It is still bearish, and this structure here alone is unfolding as another WXY. And if it's unfolding as a WXY, that means it's a continuation pattern for the upside. So let's drill down into this one. For now, we're still dropping as we've been looking to drop from the blue box. Let's now look at this corrective structure alone. Here, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to zoom in there so we can have a look.